Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Coping with Life, Disabled and Mentally Ill. I am your host, Scott. Happy Saturday, everybody. I hope you are well. So, last week I announced that I am going to Japan in January. And I still have a lot to do. And I am pretty excited. And knowing that there's a lot of hurdles in my way. And there's a lot of things that's happened in the last week. And I am going to be completely transparent, completely honest, as I usually am about everything. But one of the things is not only am I hopeful that, dreams come true and miracles are going to happen and, everything's going to work out good because, that's just who I am. But in the last week, I have seen in me stress that I've never seen before. I've traveled. I've never traveled overseas. And now I'm planning everything. But I don't want to overwhelm my planning. There's a few things that I would like to do. There's things that I'm looking into. But funds are going to be limited. And there's a lot of things that I have to plan. Not only do I have to plan to go to Canada, then I have to fly to Japan, then come back, then find a way back to the States. And, just figure out all the logistics. And just taking everything in steps. And I'm okay with that. And doing research, also learning Japanese. Because now, now I have 143 days-ish, 145 days, until my trip. So, it's 140, it's around the 140 day mark. I mean, who's counting, right? Which is really interesting because I just hit, on Duolingo, I just hit 142 days, 143. So basically, it's the exact same amount of days that I've already been really learning the language. And, fulfilling a dream that I've had since I was a little kid. And there's a lot of planning. There's a lot of figuring stuff out. And I want to thank the people that have concerns, which I'm grateful for. That means a lot. Because of many different reasons, but you know, the one of the concerns that somebody was nice enough to reach out was that they were not fans that I am going alone. And I get that. Granted, in my brain, I can handle it. I am an adult. But but it wasn't a lack of trying. For years I've tried talking to people, and either it wasn't just in their budget, or they plain didn't want to go, or they didn't want to go with me, or they had other plans, or, I put it out there that this is something that I wanted to do, and I would do anything to achieve my dream to go to Japan. And, like I mentioned last week, I was going through, all the dates, and it just happened to be for this, block that it was miraculously in my non-existent budget, which I still laugh at. And there's a lot of things for me to do, and I'm very grateful that I have the opportunity to make the best of the moment. And I'm glad there's people out there who's like, hopefully you'll be all right going alone. And I am taking safety very serious. I'm, not only am I letting y'all know, there's people close to me that they're going to know all that information. Even if I go somewhere, in America, if I plan on being away for, 8 hours or something like that, I usually let people know, because there's a lot of people out there who cares about me, and that means a lot. And I'm trying to save as much money as possible, but there's a lot of things that I need to do. I need to get. And I went to a bookstore a couple days ago, and I got a pocket travel guide that also has a map, a physical, tangible map, which and it fits very neatly in my pocket, which is fantastic. And it also has all of the trains, subways, and lines, and all that information, stations, and that information is very important to me. especially not going to be really able to use my phone for majority of my trip, because I do a lot of research, and so having a physical map is going to help me. And there's a few things that I'm wanting to do. There's a few things that I really want to do. And I know there's a few people who have, oh, you should do this or you should do that. And some of the things I'm like, oh, I would, if I could, I would absolutely put it on my list. But, I can't afford that. Or that's too far from where I'm going to be, and I don't really want to travel too far. I'm trying to not only budget, but I'm also trying to figure everything out, itinerary, make plans, and mainly just figuring a few things out. And there's one thing that I want to do just, for experiences. But, I'm also, play by ear, and depending on how I feel, and especially the weather, since I'm going in middle of January. So all of these things I'm putting into thoughts and figuring stuff out. And it is adding a level of stress that I never realized, because I'll give you my thought process. So I've been, for decades, I want to go to Japan, I want to do this, I want to go here, I want to see that. But all of that is, aspirations, and but again, nothing is solid until you book a trip, and then it's like, oh, now that I have a finite time, and figure out everything, and not only if I'm going to go to a different ward, it's like, all right, now how long can I stay there before I have to get back to the hotel, and so the travel time there, and then travel time back, all the stuff I'm putting into account. And there is a lot of pressure on knowing that I am going alone. But I'm okay with that, because, even though I don't like doing things by myself. I'm trying hard to be better at it, and now I'm not only going to a different country. I'm basically going to be totally on my own, because I know nobody in Japan. And that information, and when I say I don't know anybody in Japan, I'm sure that there's people, family of friends close to me, or people that they probably know a few people, but it's like I personally don't know anybody in Japan that I have contact with, on a daily basis or frequent. That's what I mean. But as we go forward into the journey of unknown and into 2025 for, this trip, I want to continue update everybody of, how all the progress is and my stress levels, and hopefully I don't, mentally burn out or have panic attacks or whatever it may be. Because all those factors go into things. And it's a totally different culture. There's a lot of things that I'm going to have to try and get used to. But I am up for it. I'm up for the challenge. And I know, deep down that, I believe everything is going to turn out amazing, and everything's going to be good. But that's also the positive outlook that I have in life. But I'm really looking forward to it. And especially in the last week. I don't really want to go into it right now. But just in the last week, everything that I've already had to do for this trip, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for this stress. I'm ready for this, because sometimes the best part about chasing your dreams isn't always the destination. In this case, it's completely about the destination, but it's also the journey and how I rise to the occasion of figuring things out. And there's a lot of people who are definitely rooting for me, and that goes along with, because I'm always that person, like, chase your dreams and live life to the fullest. And it's always got to me, because it's really hard to not be able to do that. Now I'm doing the building blocks in real time And I'm really, really interested in to see how everything plans out. And not only that, not only am I making an itinerary, but I'm also pricing things out and being completely realistic on everything. And that, for somebody who likes planning and likes figuring stuff out, it goes a long ways. And there's, for this month, there's nothing that I can really else do for my trip. I can't do anything until the next couple months, and take it a month at a time and do what I can, and I have a trip in 2 weeks, which has been 2 years in the making. So for somebody who fights depression, fights, my sadness and a lot of stuff that I deal with on a daily basis, I think I mentioned that, after Seattle, I do have a orchestra concert in October, but there wasn't, I'm going to go back. So, 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to not only see Taylor Swift, which was last year, but also a year after that, see Metallica. And basically it was like the way that my brain was, okay, I'm going to mark off things and have things to look forward to, and I'll figure everything out. And once after Taylor Swift, I could start planning for Metallica, and just got that all paid off, and then I'm now going to Japan, which is definitely something to look forward to. And so Metallica's in 2 weeks, and then I have the rest of the time figuring out Japan. And so I think it's a good thing. I think it's fantastic for always having a goal. And I don't, for somebody who has problems and with, autism and all the other plethora of stuff, it's good to have, goals and things to look forward to and things to aim for, and, shoot for the sky, even if you miss, you land among the stars. And now, I'm going to enjoy the next 2 weeks finishing up the planning to go to see Metallica, because there's a few things that I still need to do for that. But then after that, my sights go to Japan. And there's not a lot of stuff that I can do in the next couple months, which I'm okay with. because that's just how things are. But for me, knowing that, oh yeah, there's this goal, and, I have 143, 145-ish days, something like that. And that goes a long way, knowing that there's a lot of stuff that I need to do. I'm, making checklists, and that goes a long ways, because I like to do things the right way and do research, figure things out. And some of the research that I have, I'm not finding the answers to. But I'm trying to take my time and just map everything out, and I know where I'm going to be. I know the stuff in the surrounding areas that I want to go. One of the reasons why I chose the location that I did, because I think I mentioned this last week. I know I mentioned it to a few people, but when I was planning this trip, and it was for other people, the itinerary and stuff that I would have done was more catered to, the other people, and not really do what I want to do. But now this is for me. I'm going alone, and so I'm going to do everything that I want to do. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm catering things that I want to do. And the experiences, and, just realistically planning everything. So that helps me go forward and just making sure that I have ideas, and some of the things, I'll give you a nondescript example. So let's say I'm going to be going to a different ward, and I have 6 hours in this area. And so I'm going to have a list of possible things. And, one of them is, a cafe, or, an event here. But maybe, I like options, and, depending on prices and times and stuff, maybe I want to do this, but, I might be in the mood that, you know what, I want to go see a movie at Toho Cinemas, that, it's an experience, and weigh the options of I could go do this thing, or I could go experience a movie at Toho Cinemas. Toho is one of the people that made Gojira, among other things. And they have amazing movie cinemas for many different reasons. But, or maybe, having multiple options, multiple things that I could do. Or if, something that, I'll give you an example of something that I want to do that I won't know more about until December when things go on sale. The time that I'm going to be in Japan, there's going to be sumo. And I am a big fan of sumo, and it would be cool to go one of the days during the January tournament. But depending on a lot of things, that just may not happen. So if it doesn't happen, I have other things that I can do to not go, this thing didn't happen. So there's, find multiple things that I can potentially do. And not only that, I've asked people, and if you have any ideas, feel free to reach out. Again, as I've said many times, I may not get to it in a timely fashion. For many different reasons. I'm not good with emails or computers and stuff. I'm just doing my best. But at least, you reach out and let me know all of the things going on. I know there's a few people who have already sent me a few things and the stuff that I'm looking for. And I know this may sound weird, but, people are like, oh, check out, I'll just use the Final Fantasy XIV Cafe. Oh, what about, the Final Fantasy XIV Cafe? It's like, okay. What I'm actually looking for to put on my list and that to start planning is, this place in Shinjuku. This is the website, this is the location, and these are the times of operation, and if you need a reservation or whatnot, whatever it may be, because I love doing research, but if somebody's going to suggest something to me, it's like, give me the information, because, there's many, so if I have that information, I can just put on my list and map out and see if I'm going to be in that area or plan on being in that area. Just trying to figure everything out. And a couple of days I'm going to just explore and just enjoy myself. And I have a list of things that I want to do. And I'm going to say one of the things. I know for a lot of people, it may not sound interesting. It may not sound good. But, to each their own, and, whatever, everybody has their own likes and dislikes, and I have an obsession. And this obsession is something that, I've always wanted to do. It's an experience. It's something that I want to do. And that is, I want to go to an onsen. I want to have that experience, and I'm pricing that out. I'm doing, I'm trying to do things for me and knock off things on my bucket list. Because there's a lot of things that I would like to experience. And I know this may sound harsh, but I'm a realistic person. And I'm thinking of this as, I may never get the chance to go back to Japan. And I'm okay not being able to go to my favorite city in Japan. And the way that my funds are, the way that everything is looking, that's not going to happen. That is out of the way. And not the best time to do it. And I'm definitely okay with that. Because, we all make choices. Is it still going to be my favorite city in Japan? Absolutely. Nothing's going to change on that. But, figuring out this, and the best thing about me and the adaptability is the list that I'm making now. I'm really interested in to see how this itinerary, how this trip manifests and changes until I go. And have, several different options, and I've already planned out a couple rest days. That basically I'm going to just go to a conveni and get some small stuff and just relax and just not to go and so I'm just trying to figure everything out and play by ear, because normally when I do trips, there's that main focal point. That one thing that I want to do. I'll give you an example. I really wanted to go to Japan last year. That's a recurring theme, but I think it was the last tail end of January, February. Whenever the big game was, I wanted to go to see Taylor Swift in Japan because I thought it would be cool. That didn't pan out, but that would have been the focal point. Everything that I've done, all of my trips that I've ever taken, there's been that focal point of, I'm here for this thing. I'm going to Seattle, concert or event or whatnot. Usually there's the focal point. I don't have that for Japan. Japan is the focal point of this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. I'm learning the language. I'm working hard to do everything, learning the culture, even more so, and taking everything in. And it goes a long ways. And maybe there's going to be a focal point that shows up that just happens to be, that shows up like, yes, I happen to be in Japan during this time. It may be my entire budget to do this one thing. It might be worth it, in my opinion. I don't know. There's no focal point now. And so try and find things. There's temples and shrines that I would like to try and see and go to. But there's just a fresh plate. And I'm thinking of this as like there in 6 months of the buffet. And I have a plate. And I get to try and fill up my plate to satisfy myself. Because I'm not here to satisfy other people in this instance, because it's just me. So my plate is going to change a lot of things that I want to do, or if I can, or, maybe the thing that was on my plate for, from 2 days ago, maybe in 4 months, that thing doesn't correlate with the rest of the stuff, even though, where it was, 2 days ago, it was a big part of, this is what I want to do. But as things shift, as things go forward, it's been a week. And I'm trying to gather a lot of information, and, a lot of my budget is going to go. I have to get from the airport to my hotel, on the train system, and then back. That's a lot. And trying to figure out everything. And I'm really interested in to see how this plate shifts. By the time I'm in line And I have 6 months until, I get to eat at said buffet. I really love the analogy of, and I'm really hungry right now. Gonna have some oatmeal after this. But it goes a long ways. And, some things just may not pan out. And I'm okay with that. But I'm definitely going to try and keep everybody interested. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Or questions or suggestions or whatever it may be. But thank you for being amazing. And most importantly, tell the people in your life you love them. Because tomorrow is not guaranteed. It goes a long ways. I love you all. You are amazing people. I am proud of you. And if nobody said that to you lately, I am super proud of you. And I'm glad you're here. And I would love for you to be here next week as well. Because you are very special. And thank you for listening to me. And chase your dreams, no matter what it may be. Because you matter in life. And the thing that you want, you deserve. Because no matter how hard you try, you're the best you possible. And I hope I can make you smile, make you laugh, and just thank you for being you. But with that said, enjoy your Saturday, even if it's a Wednesday, it's a Saturday. And I'm going to enjoy my Saturday, because I'm going to go make some oatmeal. Been waiting a day for my oatmeal, and I got it just before I recorded this. So I'm going to make me some oatmeal. And if you're wondering, it is apples and cinnamon. Thank you for being you. Chase your dreams. I love you all. I bid you all adieu.